Hi, so today we are going to talk about, wait, let me just move that out because it's stealing my thunder. There you go. So today we're going to talk about beginner stuff for beginners. If that makes sense. Beginner art materials for beginners. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to start now because I don't really know how to talk. So first we're going to talk about the pencils that I use. I use 4B and HB for sketching, and for the eraser I use an eraser pen from Faber-Castell. It's called Eraser Pen. It costs 92 pesos and it has a refill with it, so you don't have to worry about your 92 pesos because it has a refill and it lasts long. So here you can see me struggling. I didn't know how to put it back in, and I kind of like, did I just break this? And then I just found out that okay, you just had to put it there. It actually works like a mechanical pencil where you just push it until it goes out, but at this moment I was like, did I really break it? But nah, it wasn't broken at all. You can use a regular eraser for erasing, but I use the eraser pen for erasing like highlights and for the details. And also I use mechanical pencil for light sketching before I use these graphite ones. So this is an example of my sketch where I use the pencils. So for making line arts, I use regular pens. Of course, it would be better if you would buy uni pens or like really expensive ones, but you can use regular pens. If you are thinking of getting yourself a watercolor, I recommend Prang watercolor. It's really nice and it's I think below 500. And I also bought this one for color mixing and everything. And this is also from National Bookstore. I always use them, that's why they're very messy. And also for the water jars, I just recycle from the noodles that I ate. And the brushes, I use this one for the flat washing. This one is for laying out the colors, more like before I make the details. I use this brush, and it's Berkeley. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's size 12 and it costs 80 pesos from National Bookstore. And this one is also from National Bookstore. Sakura Koi, I think. A water brush. I really like it. I use that for detailing. And this one, I bought it thinking that I can use this for very fine details, but I was wrong because unlike this one, the tip of this one is stiff. This one, I don't really like it. It's too soft, I think, and it's really hard to control. That's why I like this for detailing. So for beginners, I recommend you to find a round brush, a flat brush, and a small brush for details. Next is the colored pencils that I use. So I use Faber-Castell. They are the 48 classic color pencils, and it costs 569.75. I usually use colored pencils for final details in my art. Here, as you can see, I used colored pencils for the details. So what kind of paper should you have? I use watercolor Fabriano paper. It's great for watercolor, gouache, acrylic, and stuff. It costs 70 pesos and it's cold pressed. And it holds 200 GSM water. It has 10 sheets. And it has a good quality. And then for the sketchbook, I use a Limelight one. It's not very expensive, it's not that pricey, and it's fine, it works fine. But you cannot use watercolor in this kind of paper. I mean, you can use watercolor, but you will get this result, unlike in watercolor papers where you don't really get that much. It's smooth, and you can also blend there very well, and you can also put multiple layers, unlike this one where you put multiple layers and you get this texture and it damages the paper, unlike this one. So I advise you to use watercolor paper of whatever brand, but I recommend Fabriano and Canson. And then moving on to making highlights, I use a white marker and a white pen, which is Signo white pen. And as you can see, it works very great. And then when I use a very opaque or very big highlights, I use this marker from Miniso. It's also white, and as you can see, it works very fine too. I use that one for the highlights, for the lips, and for the eyes. And then moving on to the acrylics that I use Reeves. I think this costs $500 for the whole set, and I really just got this from my sister. And then for the alcohol markers that I use, alcohol markers are expensive, and this one costs $147 each. I did not even believe that, because this is really not mine. This is also from my sister. She handed it down to me, and I was very happy that I got it, and I did not really believe that it was this expensive. And the last one are stuff from Miniso. I bought them $3 for $99, and they're very affordable, and they work very fine. It's very great, and I really like how they work because they're cheap and the quality is just fine. So these are the things and the stuff. I just gathered them all together. So these are the products those are the stuff that I've been... Why is this flying around? Oh. So these are the products that you can use as a beginner, because of course there are better stuff that you can buy, but since you're still a beginner, these are the recommended products that I recommend you to use.
Stop it. Get some help.
And yeah, so thank you for watching my video. Actually, there is still more. A very quick shout out to It's Me Shakira for commenting on my video about 1 month ago. So yeah, she said that she came from TikTok. So thank you for everyone who came here from TikTok, and for supporting me, and I hope that you will continue to support me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That will really help me. And yeah, thank you. Bye.